Hello and welcome back to Speaking Spurs with me, Kieran, talking all things Tottenham for a daily update. Thank you so much to those of you that have subscribed to the channel. If you haven't done so already, please do so. Don't forget to support the video with a like and leave your comments below. We have hit the 800 subscriber count. Happy days. So I'm absolutely buzzing about that. It was a nice way to wake up on a Friday morning. So getting into the news of today, Ndombele has caught the eye of Spurs fans. Training pictures have come out and he's looking leaner again. So he's a guy that clearly puts on weight quite easily when he's in the off season or just not working his hardest. But he is looking better. He's obviously being put through his paces by Antonio Conte. He is not going to have any slackers whatsoever. And we know what happened last time we saw a leaner looking Ndombele. That was under I nearly said Maurizio Pochettino. It wasn't. It was under Jose Mourinho, and we actually had a Ndombele that was playing at a decent level. So fingers crossed, Antonio Conte is the man to get the best out of him. Pictures have also shown Conte working intensively with Dele Alli, which is also a good sign as well. Look, obviously, there's a lot of players on international duty that he can't work with, so he's got to put these other lads through their paces. Dele is somebody that obviously had bags of potential. He was performing really well for us. Went off the boil quite a bit. Had a dreadful season last season. Went away in pre-season. Worked really hard. Got himself into decent shape. Fitness-wise, he's been fine. He's been putting in the miles on the pitch. But his performances from a technical standpoint have dipped. Now, hopefully, Conte can work with him and get him back to those levels because, not necessarily from a starting perspective, but from the bench, I feel like that's it's an area that we need to strengthen at the moment. So these players are really on their last chances. He's also been spotted talking closely with Harry Winks as well, giving him instructions. Obviously, we know we were without Oliver Skipp anyway due to his suspension. Højbjerg's possibly an injury scare. So you'd think maybe him and Dele are going to have to be the men to come into the side. Moving on to a bit of transfer news and De Vrij, whatever. I know I spoke to you yesterday about him, but he has come out today and dismissed the links at the moment with Tottenham Hotspur. Naturally, players are going to do this anyway because a move might not materialise due to financial reasons. Tottenham may not be able to stump up the money that the current club wants, which means if he starts talking about these things, it doesn't look good if he ends up having to stay at the club. Fans will turn on you. The club themselves will be very annoyed. So that one has been dismissed for now. Pochettino wants a Spurs return, but not right now. He would like to remain at PSG for a lengthy period of time. I feel like, he's got a club that have got the funds to help him win stuff right now and really get some sort of winning mentality and trophies behind his managerial career, and then will probably then want to come back to Spurs. And hopefully by that point, Conte has taken us on to new heights. Conte doesn't traditionally stay places for a long period of time. So if he can get us back to the heights we need to be at, Pochettino comes back in after success at PSG and moves things along nicely, I think we would all take that as Spurs fans, wouldn't we? Let me know below in the comments. Would you take Poch back? Of course you would. Juventus appear to be okay with cashing in on Kulusevski. So I spoke about him yesterday, so you'll know all about him already. If not, watch yesterday's video, a little segment on him, a bit about his background and where he is now. So Juventus are looking to cash in on him. It's not that it hasn't worked out for him because I'm sure they value him as a squad player, but he doesn't want to be a squad player. And I think this is a theme that you're going to see. Clubs are going to be more willing to allow players to leave than they were previously. I think with financial constraints from the pandemic, clubs are still trying to recover slightly, which means some players that they would normally give maybe a year, 2 years, they're just going to be looking to get out the door, especially whilst their value is still high enough to earn them a decent chunk of money. Because if Kulusevski has a poor rest of this season, doesn't perform particularly well next season, his value's going to drop off, his contract's on the way down, which means there's more money being lost there. So I think you'll see that as a pattern with clubs. Players that just aren't quite cutting it at the moment, they're more likely to try and cut ties with. So that could be good news for us. Spurs are set to join Newcastle in their pursuit of Andre Onana. So those of you that don't know, he is the Ajax goalkeeper. Very, very good goalkeeper. We've come up against him. Cameroon international. He can play the ball out from the back, which is a massive plus because that's something that I would say just Conte, but most managers are looking for this now. Ball playing goalkeepers. It was ball playing centre backs became a new thing several years ago. Now it's ball playing goalkeepers. Everybody on the pitch now needs to be able to play football to a decent standard. Onana is that player. He's only paid 33 grand a week. Now, that's massive for us. In terms of football, top flight football, that's not a lot. Which means as a 25-year-old, 33 grand a week, if we can pump a decent transfer fee in for him, which I'll lead on to in a minute, we only have to bump his wages up by a bit and it's an attractive offer. So he's definitely a good one to go in for. Reliable goalkeeper, good pedigree. 204 appearances for Ajax. 50 of those have come in European competition. And here comes the best news. He's out of contract in the summer, which means, again, we're in a situation where a club like Spurs right now, I don't think we can run the risk of allowing players to speak to us at the end of the season. We need to go in January, get them on a cut price deal. But I actually think with Onana, the best thing to do, because we've got Galini in on loan, purchase him in January, whack him back on loan to Ajax for the rest of the season, let him play that out there. He's guaranteed football, so when he comes to us, he's had all football all season. Perfect scenario. Would have got him on a cut price deal, beat everybody else to his signature. A goalkeeper, he's not going to cost us too much in wages to start with. It's just a perfect scenario. And obviously, Lloris's contract is wearing down. There hasn't been any discussions publicly about a new contract. So, could be a perfect scenario. Let me know below. What do you think? Because, Galini hasn't exactly convinced us just yet, I don't think. Moving on, next, we are set to rival City and, back with the links with West Ham, City and West Ham due to rival them for Club Bruges forward Charles de Ketelaere. Probably not how you pronounce it. If you know phonetically, put it in the comments below and I'll make sure I get it right next time. So a little bit about him. He is 6'3". He is young. He has 2 caps for Belgium so far, which isn't bad considering he's in amongst some very talented players in their forward line. He has 5 goals and 4 assists in 19 games so far this year. He's somebody that if we're going to get, I think we're looking to bring in January. And I think that's sensible. We're going to be linked with loads and loads of forwards. Any forward that's playing well at the moment, expect us to be linked with. So he is the newest one we're linked with. However, it is unlikely that he himself will try and push through a transfer in January just because he's in a good place at Bruges. He's guaranteed to have a key role for them throughout this season. So jumping ships to a Premier League club where he's going to be a bit part, he will have to fight with Harry Kane. Even if we're going for 2 up top, you feel like Sonny is probably the man that's going to get the nod to partner Kane for the time being, just because of the chemistry that those two have, even though I don't feel like Sonny playing up front is the best. But when he's been up there, he's either had to play in a front 3, where they're a bit further apart from one another, or on his own, which is not ideal. Up there with Harry Kane, closer distances, and I think it would work absolute wonders just because of the chemistry they have. So I don't think this guy's going to want to come in January. However, as I said with the Onana deal, it's another one. Buy him, send him back out on loan. I mean, it works. It really works. It's an attractive offer. He knows he can see out the season with regular football, then have a whole pre-season at Spurs. And if then we still don't think maybe this guy's not quite ready during pre-season, you whack him out on loan again. Who'd you put him back on loan to? Club Bruges. Get him the regular football again. So, it's something that we've done before. It's something we're currently doing with Pape Sarr, and that seems to be working. So why not? But this guy, Roberto Martinez, as you will know, Belgium national coach, somebody we were linked with as a manager in the summer. He claims that that he is a complete player. He's technically good. He can keep up with the ball, and he's able to play forward. So, coming from the Belgium national coach, that's a very, very good summarization of how this guy plays. That's good praise. That's enough for me. Why not? Why not jump in there? If any people know more about him, let me know below. I've not watched masses of him, but I do think there's no point in just going out and buying one decent player to play alongside Kane. I think we need to bring somebody else in. I know Troy Parrott and Dane Scarlett are very much looking good. Well, not so much for Dane Scarlett this season, but he looks like he's going to be immense in the future. Troy Parrott's going to need a couple of years at least, but in that meantime, there's a guy here that's playing at Club Brugge. He's doing very well. Bring him in, see where we go with him. And whilst the other guys are out on loan, playing their trade, learning, we've got a decent second striker with Kane. You know, if we go for one of the better forwards like Vlahovic, and then we can have somebody as the backup, because I think that's what we need. If we're going to have two men up top eventually, and that's the way that it looks like Antonio Conte is going to go, we need decent caliber backup. Yeah, so that's it for today. Just a few stories there, not the longest video, and that's the way I like it. Hopefully we'll get another video to you tomorrow, depending on updates. If not, I'll do one Sunday. I've got time this weekend to do a video on a Sunday. What do you know? Brilliant. So thanks for sticking around and watching that one. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed to the channel so far to get me past that 800 mark. Let's keep it going. Don't forget to share the video, subscribe, like and comment. Take care, and until tomorrow or Sunday, everyone, come on you Spurs.